Kia koutou, I'm Bridget Allen. I'm Chief Executive of Te Wharewaka Health Network, the primary health organisation in the Hutt Valley. It's been great to sit here and listen to this conversation because I can remember engaging with Tim back in probably the early 90s about the time that general practice was starting to get kind of connected and organised. And I think one of the learnings for me, sitting in a small provider at that stage, was to actually watch that the trust issues that are being talked about here were significant back then. General practice didn't really trust any of these new RHAs, cheese, HFAs, I mean the alphabet soup goes on and so on. But over time, two things happened. One is that by getting organised into larger collectives, there was a kind of a critical mass of intellectual ability that could actually then help the smaller individual general practice businesses cope with the kind of change processes that were happening, and also built up an ability to kind of think through and do some good processes to develop better infrastructure. So in the general practice area, we're now the beneficiaries of 20 odd years plus of meso level organisations called PHOs, and we've gone through some changes over time as well. But for instance, in the local level, just thinking about the IT development, Te Wharewaka is a moderate sized PHO, the Hutt Valley, but we partner a lot with Compass, a larger one, and also Central PHO and Mid-Central, and we've done some shared procurement to look at getting a new innovative PMS system for our practices, which is just about to kind of start rolling out. So I'm just thinking from a pharmacy perspective, it's great that we've got this national level conversation going. It's good if you've got a DHB who are strong in the alliancing space and you can participate in that and so on. But I also wonder whether or not there's some more collective work that might work across pharmacies to actually be able to come together. I mean, I learn a lot from my PHO colleagues by actually, picking up and shamelessly stealing good ideas, or in some cases creating some good ideas that we then share with others. So, and it really does help some of those partnerships to work more effectively.
That's really helpful actually, because one of the things that pharmacy misses is that meso level clustering of ideas that PHOs with warts and all does provide.
And it's also the thing about PHOs is it gives us something for the funding organisations to engage with as well. So yeah, that local group of collective, and that's again, yes I know Graham, which was we set up in Canterbury, the Canterbury Community Pharmacy Group, which we partnered with, is actually gives you that ability to share, and as you said, support smaller pharmacies, give people that organisational capability. So it's a network model. It's a model of small businesses network together to deliver a better outcome. Are there any other questions?
That kind of feels like we've come to the natural end of
It does.
the beginning of a really exciting conversation. I'll hand over to Carolyn to close in a minute. But I do want to thank you for coming along to the first of what is a series of consultation meetings. As we mentioned earlier, there's another one of these meetings exactly the same tomorrow morning here in Wellington, and then the DHBs are running local meetings, and absolutely, Brooke, we are available and we can liaise with you back out to DHBs at a local level to connect with different people as well. So really important that there's some familiar faces that we need to keep talking with, but also really important to hear from some new folk in the room. So thank you very much everyone for coming along, for braving the Wellington traffic, and I'll hand over to Carolyn to close.
Thank you, and I echo Rachel's points about thank you. This is the beginning of a conversation for some of you. Hopefully it's the beginning of a broader conversation. This is the time. I think we are best positioned that we have ever been. We've got a New Zealand health strategy that gives us an overarching framework. We've got the pharmacy action plan that turns that into operational steps, and this is the platform by which we can deliver on that. I hope we can be agile in this consultation, so I hope that very shortly you'll see some other collateral go up on the website that might be more useful for people who don't know about the contract, and maybe we can start using the technology like Facebook, Tim, to engage with people. Really appreciate your time tonight. As I said, this is the beginning of the conversation. The reason we've sort of rolled this out till the middle of April was actually deliberate, so that there's plenty of time for engagement, re-engagement, rethink. This is not a, here's the answer and that's it, guys. This is actually, we really want to have a conversation. We want to find out what you think and how we can actually move forward. And an opportunity, and I think your reference back to general practice and the PHOs, I actually think this is the same journey, the journey we went on with general practice to get them to the position that they're in now. This is pharmacy's time to join. So thank you. At the bottom of this, it's all about the people. So have a great, tangata, what is the most important thing in the world. So thank you very much, and go to the website, feedback, conversation, talk amongst yourselves, come back to us, and offer us any ideas that you might have about how we can more broadly engage. Thank you.